Since our last visit, Elena's had another baby, and her son Nikolaus has turned 5. She hadn't really wanted any more children.
In the hospital, they said they couldn't give me an abortion. They said, "You've had 2. A third would be too dangerous. You might not survive it this time. And who will take care of the other children? It's better if you keep the baby and take your medication regularly."
Elena's here for a follow-up checkup in the program for HIV-infected mothers. The baby will be tested again for the virus. The first test, just after birth, came up negative. Elena has been receiving care in the DREAM program for 9 years.
Keep distracting the little one.
The program aims to keep the children healthy and the virus in the mothers at bay. The success rate is high. Without this care, the babies have more than a 20% chance of catching HIV from their mothers.
Elena's examination was very good. The virus is almost undetectable. The CD4 count is an indicator of how well the immune system is working, and it's higher. That's good. Because with a viral load that's barely detectable, there's no chance Elena will infect her child.
That's because she keeps a strict regimen of antiretroviral medications. She's reminded again and again to take 1 a day, punctually to the minute. Any deviation could have negative consequences. How is Celia doing? We catch up with her at her parents' house. She says the orchard here needs more attention. Celia's been taking the medication for 9 years, ever since she was pregnant with her daughter, Louisa. That's when she found out she was HIV positive. Back then, her condition was critical. Her son, Marito, is now 5. Celia is thankful that both her children are healthy. But now she's worried about her father. Celia's mother, the heart of the entire family, died 2 years ago.
It came as a huge shock for us. I never thought it could happen this way. She wasn't even sick. It happened so suddenly.
Do you miss her?
Yes, a lot. Very much. The house is empty without her. I have a house of my own, but it'll never be like here. This is my mother's house.
Sometimes Celia does the shopping for her father. She works as a sales clerk in a shop much like this one, earning 3,000 meticais, or about 65 euros a month, below minimum wage in Mozambique. She says that earlier this year, her boss suddenly let her go with no pay after 15 years. She ended up taking him to court.
What he did wasn't legal. If he can't give me any more work, he still has to pay. He could have said, "I can't keep the shop going. Here's your severance pay." But he beat around the bush. And he tried to get around the law.
Elena's circumstances have gone downhill. She has another baby. And once again, there's no father around. She'd stayed with Nikolaus's father, Simão, for some time. She felt close to him, even if he did not support her financially.
We were a couple, but he was always drinking. Then we separated, and he went to live in his parents' house. Simão kept on drinking. One day he got in a fight, and he was really beat up. He had internal bleeding, but he didn't make it to the hospital. I had wanted to live a normal life with him. I tried hard and struggled, but it didn't work out.
The part of Maputo where Elena lives is densely populated. Hardly any of the houses have running water. Carrying heavy canisters from the well is a daily chore. Elena earns a few centavos hauling water for others. She inherited the house from her mother, so at least she doesn't have to pay rent. Her 16-year-old daughter Lina helps out, usually. And 9-year-old Matilda helps where she can. With 4 children to feed, money is always tight.
Once I find work again, I know I'll have money at the end of the month, and I'll be able to support my children. I can do any kind of domestic work, cleaning, laundry, cooking. That's all no problem. But I can't do office work because I don't know how to write. And I have to have my days off to go for my checkups. I'll have to figure that out.
But Celia's finally installed running water on her property. Every time we see her, she's managed some improvement to her standard of living. But with love, she's not so lucky, she says. The fathers of all her children are absent. She keeps her new boyfriend at a distance. He doesn't know she's HIV positive, and she insists he use condoms.
Sometimes he pretends to forget, and I just tell him I don't want any problems. That's all I say. I don't want any problems. Most men don't want to use condoms. The women have to make them do it. But luckily, there are also condoms for women.
Celia is well aware how closely she has to watch her health. The medications she was taking were losing their effectiveness against the virus. But the opportunities for switching medications are limited here.
I had to switch to the second regimen because my counts went down too much. The second regimen is stronger than the first one. It's strong medication, very strong.
She says they make her very tired. Even so, she's determined to follow the regimen, 3 in the morning, 2 in the evening, no exceptions.